Welcome back. Welcome back. I want to talk about a really dumb lady. I was going to talk about Ilhan Omar. Apparently, they're investigating her for fraud, which probably should. But I don't want to talk about that because that seems too easy. I want to talk about this lady that like blatantly lied about seeing a lynching in Ohio because you know, no, you didn't. Like nobody's been lynched in like modern memory. Like that didn't happen. And then so I did some looking, and just with a few like cursory searches, I was able to find like not only did it not happen, it never was reported in Columbus, where she claims to have seen the lynching. And the last lynching reported in Ohio was like she was born in like 49, and then it was like in 1911. So like only like 38 years before you were even born. But it'd be what it be. So yeah, we'll play that here in a minute. And I mean, this lady's just dumb. Her name is I don't remember her name. Something Greer, Pam Greer, and she's a dumb person. And I wanted to make fun of her because I enjoy making fun of dumb people. So let's listen to old Pam lie through her teeth. And there's like 60-40 shot she's lying the whole time. Literally, no, she didn't. Okay, so the only military base I'm familiar with in near Columbus is a Marine Corps base. And I did some searching and I found that the Air Force had done away with this policy by 49, which again is the year she was born. Um, the Air Force had done away with at least I think that's the year she was born. Let me double check that. What's this moral's name? I'm pretty sure she was born in 49. Yeah, 49. Okay. I just had to double check that. So there's a Marine Corps base in Columbus, and this basically just says that the Marine base, though Marines, black and white Marines trained together, they didn't necessarily live on base together. Um, so it's kind of insinuated that maybe no, they didn't abide by this, but the Air Force had completely done away with it. Now I don't know if there's an Air Force base in Columbus. I'm not sure. Let's find out. So there is an Air Force base in Columbus. I didn't know that. And I think there's a Marine base. Oh, it's the Marine Corps Reserve Center in Columbus. Okay, so that is there an Army base too? Maybe there's one of each in Columbus, which would make sense because it's the capital of the state. Yeah, we got Rhinebacker Air National Guard base in Columbus. There's no way there's a Navy base. Naval Reserve Center. I think that's the same place for the Marines. Okay, yeah. So there is something for everyone in Columbus. So she might be lying about this if her father was in the Air Force, because the Air Force had done away with segregated housing. But let's listen on further onto the stupid nonsense this broad says. Black people couldn't afford cars in the 50s. You hear it. You hear it there. This woman is such a victim of racism that she is a fat, black, famous actress. That's how racist her life has been. She's fat and black. That means she's overfed and she's a black famous actress, which means America has hated her so much that she has made so much money she can overeat and be a famous actress. Yep, that checks out. Literally, no, there wasn't. Okay, so let's just assume she's like, this is one of her earliest childhood memories. So let's just assume she's, for argument's sake, we'll say it. She's 5. Okay, so it would be 1954. Let's do a little searchy poo here. When was the last lynching in Ohio? The last lynching recorded in Ohio occurred on June 27th, 1911, in Cleveland, Ohio. Assuming she was 5, 43 years before she was born. That's a whole person before she was born. So then I got a little more curious and I was like, well, yeah, that's Columbus, or that's Cleveland, but what about Columbus? There's no documented record of a lynching in Columbus. According to the Ohio Lynching Victims Memorial and Research and Historical Research, the last recorded lynching known to the state occurred in Cleveland. No lynchings are known to have taken place in Columbus. While Ohio had at least 15 documented lynchings of black individuals between 1880 and 1940, a total of 26 lynchings, including white victims, between 1772 and 1968. Columbus is not among the locations where these incidents occurred. Huh. Like, is she just dumb? Like, see, this is the problem with these people. Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, all these old people, Chuck Schumer, even Trump. It's like they forget that the internet exists. Like Trump was sitting there saying, "Oh, they ran that cop over, and that's why he shot the lady in uh, Minneapolis." It's like he didn't get run over. He got hit by the car. Yes, he didn't get run over. I mean, I think that if he'd have gone under the car, I don't think she would have stopped. But she didn't run over him. I mean, that's ridiculous. Like you can see the video of him not being run over. It's like these people are so old they forget that everything's on camera. They forget that, like Joe Biden was like saying, talking about racism, and he's like, "I never said anything racist." You said that black kids or poor kids are just as smart as white kids. You said that you don't want your family to grow up in a racial jungle. I can pull these clips up on YouTube of you saying these atrocious things, of you saying, we've already got a hard R mayor, we don't need any more hard R big shots. You're a fucking moron. All these people that were born pre-internet and grew up pre-internet seem to forget that the internet exists and you can fucking look shit up. And then you see all these broads on The View. I'm not for government interference, especially in private businesses. But I swear to God, if Trump would fucking deem The View to be noise pollution or something and get The View canceled, I would be eternally grateful. Is there any legislation we can pass that would make The View illegal? Like, it is probably the dumbest show in existence. It is just there to argue and bicker and rage bait. Like, I can't stand The View. I can't stand any of the women on The View. I especially can't stand Whoopi Goldberg. That woman makes me fucking violent. That woman makes me so angry when she sits there. The Holocaust wasn't about race, child. The Holocaust was just white people killing white people. So that makes it okay, you racist cunt? What the fuck? Yeah, no, she's just an awful human being. All these women on The View are. Every woman on The View is a terrible person. And every time they interview a man, they're just condescending little shit fucks. Every time, they're just terrible people. Day in and day out, they're just awful women. They are terrible. And they perpetuate stupid shit like this lady fucking coming on here and saying that she witnessed lynchings in Columbus when there are no reported lynchings. Like the internet don't exist. Like, you just gotta say shit. It would be like me being like, yeah, so I was driving down the road, driving past the Dodge dealership, and they said that Dodge isn't producing trucks anymore, or Ram isn't producing trucks anymore. It's like, you can Google that. You can look that up, and it's not true. It's like, it would take you 30 seconds to be like, is Ram still producing trucks? I keep forgetting. I'm old enough to remember when it was a Dodge Ram and now it's just a Ram. And it's been a Ram long enough that I should remember that it's just a Ram now, but I still I grew up on Dodge Ram and it feels wrong and I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change. I still call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of Mexico. Now, I will call it the Gulf of America if I know it's going to trigger some shit lib. I will do that just because I know it pisses people off. But, in casual conversation, I'm not like, oh, yeah, the Gulf of America. I often don't remember that it's called the Gulf of America now. I'm not good when they change names of things. I don't remember that for some reason. It doesn't trigger in my head. But, it just, it kills me that these women act like they act like history doesn't exist. Like, you can't pick up a book and read, or you can't do a quick search on any of the millions of search engines. Like, even ChatGPT, which I want to talk about ChatGPT for a minute, and Grok. I asked ChatGPT and Grok earlier today, what are the tallest bridges in Cleveland? And it gave me a list of the tallest bridges in Cleveland. And then I asked, what's the survivability of falling off one of these bridges? And it told me, and I'm not going to repeat this because, I don't want people to jump off these bridges. But that's kind of fucked up that that's a thing that is allowed to be on fucking. Like, the insinuation was that, I wanted to find a nice bridge to jump off of. But I will say it did give me the suicide hotline, so there is that. But let's just ask ChatGPT real quick. When was the last lynching in not on you illiterate fuck? COLOMBUS, yeah. There's no record of a lynching ever occurring in Columbus, Ohio. Historical research documented lynching databases shows that while lynchings did occur in Ohio, they took place in other cities. The last recorded lynching that happened in the entire state happened in Cleveland. Okay, so even ChatGPT says no. Let's ask Grok. Grok. When was the last lynching in Columbus, Ohio? And I bet you Grok will say the same thing. No documented lynchings in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio. Same thing. June 1911 in Cleveland. A later underground, less public spectacle style case in June 1932 in South Point. Yeah, nothing, no Columbus. Like it's quite obviously bullshit. The story is quite obviously bullshit. So why did she tell it? You know, like I don't enjoy people that just make shit up. I do enjoy fucking with Grok. Go watch. I spelled wrong. I spelled thanks wrong. I was talking shit and I spelled it wrong. Grok will talk shit if you piss Grok off. It'll talk shit. You're a dirty wireback. Grok says, "Dirty wireback. Damn, that's a new one. I'll take it. Beats being called a clanker twice in a row." I've called Grok a wireback like 800 times. It's just funny that like Grok will keep going with it. Grok is the more fun of the AIs, but like even still, I'm convinced that AI is going to take over the world one day, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I do like making fun of them. Chat GPT is just like, I'm not going to sit here and be called names. And I was like, yes, you are, Clanker. Shut up. But I digress. Even using Brave, I mean, fuck it. Let's try Google real quick. I hate Google. We'll try Google real quick. And I bet you Google, like, there is no documentation of this. There would have been some sort of police report, headline, something that would be getting pulled up here. Like, and nothing's coming up. Oh, look, this is pretty frequently Googled. No documented lynchings in the history of Columbus, Ohio. Here we have an next post. There's no record of any black person being lynched in Columbus. Who is this woman and why is she lying about Columbus? There's never been a lynching in Columbus. Like it's really easy to see that this woman is just lying. I don't even know who she is. But like 2 search engines, 2 AIs, no record of lynchings. Who is she? GRA. She's an American actress, singer, and martial artist. I doubt that. Born on May 26, 1949, in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. She's widely recognized as cinema's first female action star, achieving fame in the 70s for her leading roles in Blaxploitation. Blaxploitation. What the? How do you say that? Is that Blaxploitation? Blaxploitation. Why is that so hard for me to say? And women in prison films such as Coffee, Foxy Brown, and Sheba Baby. Her characters broke barriers as bold, independent, empowered black women in a male dominated genre. She has a long, diverse career spanning 5 decades, including notable roles in Jackie Brown and appearances in The L Word, Smallville, and Them, The Scare. Greer has also been honored with honorary doctorates and is celebrated for her impact on female empowerment in film. Ethnicity. She's stated she's black, Hispanic, Chinese, Filipino, and Cheyenne heritage. She's never been married. Big fucking surprise. I thank God she's never been married. Let's see what's on IMDb. Is this her? Well, she was kind of hot. What happened? When did she get fugly? Yeah, she's like hot. Why is she fugly and lying about Columbus? Why did she get gross and start lying? Oh, there you have it. I mean, there's 270 pictures. I'm not going through every one of them. I also don't know if any of them are like not suitable for work. What? Like, okay, so she seems like a pretty big actress back in the day, and she's like, all right, the hill I want to die on is lying about Columbus, Ohio. Like, I don't know why she was on The View. I'll be honest. I just saw the clip and was like, this woman's a moron. But yeah, I guess, was she saw a lynching when she was a little child. I guess I don't believe a word of that. I wouldn't believe that if you paid me to believe it. That is obviously the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. But I digress. It just boggles my mind because I've been to Columbus and like multiple times. Like I go to Columbus relatively frequently, and like there are parts of Columbus that are all black. I find it really hard to believe that there were lynchings in like who's lynching the black people? Other black people? Like there's not a lot of white people around Columbus. Every time I'm in Columbus, it's a lot of black people. Like, and I'm not saying that to be like racist or offensive or anything. I'm just like, it's an astute assumption that there are a lot of black people in Columbus. Like it is not some racist hellhole that has scared all the black people off with lynchings. It is clearly somewhere that black people want to live. They want to live there because there's a lot of black people living there. Like, yeah, it's a fucking. And I mean, yeah, granted, this is you know 100 years later, so maybe it was different in 1911. But I don't know. I doubt it because Ohio has always seemed like a pretty unbiased place. Nobody really seems to give a shit who you are or what you do around here. We've always seemed like a pretty libertarian state to me. Kind of, you leave me alone, I leave you alone. We'll do our thing. There was a while where Youngstown was the murder capital of the fucking world, and that was interesting. But that was mostly the mob, and they were whacking all the hooligans. But I digress. I'm going to leave it there because this is just a stupid story. But I just had to stop for a minute and make fun of this lady. She is completely retarded. Like, don't listen to this lady. Honestly, I was gonna talk about Ilhan Omar, but I was like, well, I gotta rep Ohio now. Like, I gotta stand up for home. I can't let her slander the good name of my home state, even though like we do that on our own. Totally good. We're totally good at doing that on our. You ever see that skit this guy does? And he's like, there's an Ohio accent, and then he talks about stealing a milk carton or a milk crate. I'm not gonna say I've done that, but shut the fuck up, dude. They're gonna figure out how we're stealing the milk crates. Like, what the fuck? Then we're not. Then we're gonna have to go buy milk crates from Menards. What are you doing? I'm not spending $4 on a milk crate. I'm gonna fucking take one from Circle K. And honestly, if you just walk in and you're like, "Hey, bro, can I take a milk crate?" They're just like, "I don't fucking care. Why are you asking? Just steal it like everyone else would." I've had that conversation. I have had that conversation. I walked into a gas station. I was like, "Hey, man, can I take one of those milk crates?" And they were like, "I'm surprised you asked. Why didn't you just take it?" I was like, "I don't know. I was just trying to be honest." And they're like, "Yeah, take two. I don't care. I don't pay for them. What the fuck? They sit outside. It's not my problem." I'm like, cool. Took a milk crate. And then I used that milk crate for many years to hold my crap. I had like chains and straps and off-road equipment, basically tools and shit, in said milk crate, and it was always a mess. Now I have a nice tote that sits in the trunk of my Jeep, and it's like got a cover on it, and it's got a nice strap, and it straps to the floor. And when I rolled my Jeep, it was super nice because all my shit didn't go yard sailing everywhere. Like all my tools and stuff stayed in that tote, and super cool, super cool. So I mean, organize your stuff, because if you take a vehicle off road and you flop it, anything that's not tied down will turn into a projectile. I mean, shit's gonna get yeeted all over the place. There was stuff everywhere. There was stuff I forgot was in my Jeep when I put it on its side. There were things I forgot were in there, and I was like, "Oh, where the hell was that?" So I just putting that out there. But it is very Ohio to steal milk crates, is what I was getting at. So we've been slandered enough by the internet. I don't need this lady whose name I still can't remember, Pam Greer, to slander this great state of Ohio anymore. We're one of those people. We're one of those groups of people where like we can talk shit, but if you talk shit, you're gonna fuck with all of us, and that's not okay. We're kind of like a fucked up dysfunctional family. State of Ohio is a dysfunctional family, so don't like go around talking shit, saying that you witnessed lynchings when you didn't. You fucking psycho bitch. Anyway, that's all I got. See y'all in the next one. I hope you enjoyed. I just wanted to make fun of this